Indianapolis. Head coach Stephanie White is continuing to round out her staff. The Indiana Fever announced Wednesday that they hired Keith Porter as player development coach. He had the same position on White's staff in Connecticut from 2023-24, working specifically with all WNBA first-teamer and 2023 MVP runner-up Alyssa Thomas and 2024 Most Improved Player Dejanai Carrington. In the WNBA offseason, Porter is the head coach of the Kosovo Heritage Basketball Academy in Europe, helping to develop over 400 players. He played professionally in Puerto Rico and Spain, and was a college basketball player at Division III Connecticut Avery Point. Porter will reunite with Austin Kelly, who was also one of White's assistant coaches in Connecticut. Karima Christmas Kelly, an assistant coach on former Fever coach Christy Sides' staff in 2023-24, and Kelly's wife, has also been hired as an assistant. After parting ways with coach Christy Sides, the Indiana Fever have started to build their new coaching staff, now in charge of Stephanie White. On Wednesday, the franchise announced that Keith Porter will be the new player development coach. Porter is coming from working with White and the Connecticut Sun last season. According to the Fever's statement, he played a key role in the development of All-WNBA first-team member Alyssa Thomas, WNBA All-Stars Duwana Bonner and Brianna Jones, and WNBA Most Improved Player Dejanai Carrington. Porter spent 2 years playing college basketball at the University of Connecticut, Avery Point, Division III, where he was a dominant scorer, All-American, and eventual Hall of Famer. He also had a professional career in Spain and Puerto Rico. Previously, the Fever announced that Karima Christmas Kelly was going to stay as assistant coach. The former Washington Mystics star helped produce back-to-back WNBA Rookie of the Year winners in Aaliyah Boston 2023 and Caitlin Clark 2024. On the other hand, White brought Austin Kelly, assistant coach, after working together since 2019. Before they worked with the Sun, they were together at Vanderbilt University. During that time, Kelly served as the director of recruiting under White's leadership. White is eager to propel the Indiana Fever to new heights, mirroring the aspirations of star player Caitlin Clark. After securing a playoff berth in 2024, the team's sights are now set on championship contention. In an interview with The Fan, Indianapolis, White expressed the team's unwavering commitment to championship aspirations. "It's competing for championships," she stated. "The expectation was always to be competing for championships, and I think now we have an opportunity again to be doing that." However, the Fever surprised everyone by leaving Temi Fagbenle unprotected to be selected for the Golden Valkyries in the expansion draft. The 32-year-old center was one of Clark's biggest allies in the court. However, with the free agency season coming, it will be interesting to watch who they bring. Two-time NBA championship-winning coach Brendan Suhr believes Clark has one specific trait that sets her apart from everyone, including the Hall of Fame superstar he coached. Suhr served as a longtime NBA assistant coach, was part of the Detroit Pistons that won back-to-back NBA championships in 1989 and 1990. Now 73, he has also served as an assistant coach for the New York Knicks, Atlanta Hawks, Orlando Magic, and the Toronto Raptors in a coaching career that spanned 40 years. Along with his 2 NBA titles, Suhr also boasts a CBA Eastern Division title in 1996 as a head coach, along with winning the CBA Coach of the Year award in the same year. Such longevity in the league and in the NCAA means Suhr has come across the very best NBA talent across the different eras the league has gone through, making his Clark claim even bolder. Suhr has coached the likes of Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas when he was at the Pistons, but believes that Clark has two attributes that set her apart. Speaking on his podcast, Coaching You, Suhr spoke to Stephanie White, who has taken over as Clark's head coach at the Indiana Fever. "I've never seen any NBA player that can throw the ball ahead on the break better than her. Anyone. I had Isaiah. I had a Hall of Fame point guard. Never anyone better than her," Suhr said. "I also think that, like a lot of my great point guards, Hall of Famers, she could play off the ball so well because she knows how to move without the ball, and it wouldn't tire her out. We used to take Isaiah off the ball sometimes if he was getting trapped on every pick and roll and play him off. And all of a sudden, he was terrific. Because defenders aren't used to running off screens. And I just think she's so good. And Kelsey Mitchell, I had no idea how great a scorer she was. As Pat McAfee would say, she's a dog. She is so freaking tough and good. And I was happy Aaliyah Boston came into her own this year. But I'm excited about your squad, and I really think you're going to be fun to watch." Such praise from an experienced coach is something that Clark has been getting used to. Over the last few years, the 22-year-old is not new to comparisons with her male peers over in the NBA. Clark has enjoyed a whirlwind rise, which has seen her rocket from an NCAA collegiate player in Iowa to becoming the Time magazine's Athlete of the Year, carrying the Hawkeyes to the Final Four twice, and becoming the first overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. The 22-year-old joins the likes of LeBron James, Lionel Messi, and Simone Biles as previous winners of the award, signaling the stardom the Fever Guard has reached. Clark broke multiple divisional records after being selected as the first overall pick of the 2024 WNBA draft, as she made the All-Rookie Team, All-WNBA First Team, and WNBA All-Star Team. Clark will be led by a new coach this year after the Fever fired coach Christy Sides. White will take charge of the team, and her statement signaled her excitement. "I am incredibly proud and honored to return home to Indiana and lead the Fever during such a pivotal moment in this franchise's history," White said in her announcement. White and Clark's first game back of the 2025 WNBA season will be against fellow star Angel Reese on May 17th. As Caitlin Clark continues to push boundaries in professional basketball, women attending a Boston conference Thursday were encouraged to push boundaries in their field. "Believe you can," Clark, 22, said, addressing the importance of having confidence in yourself. Clark, Oprah Winfrey, her best friend and co-host of CBS Mornings, Gayle King, Massachusetts, Governors Maura Healey, Gail Devers, and Beverly Johnson were all keynote speakers at the Massachusetts Conference for Women, held on Thursday at the Boston Convention and Exhibition Center. It was the 20th anniversary of the event. The theme was Power in Unity. Keynote speakers talked about relationship building in the workplace, what it means to be a team, and how their failures led to where they are today. There were also many sessions from other women leaders in Massachusetts, including topics on work-life balance, supporting caregivers in the workplace, and effectively managing hybrid teams. Gloria Larson, Massachusetts Conference for Women Board President, said she wanted people to leave with new information they can take back to their workplaces and to feel inspired in their careers. "We want people to have the best experience possible while they're here," she said. "I call it a spa day for professional women because it feels like that for me too." Getting Winfrey, Clark, and others as keynote speakers for their 20th anniversary was a home run, Larson said. In front of more than 11,000 people, Clark emphasized the importance of pushing boundaries on and off the court. Go after the things people say you can't do because more times than not, you can, Clark said. On stage during her conversation with Good Morning America, co-host and Women's Basketball Hall of Famer Robin Roberts, she talked about how she always believes in herself. It doesn't mean she doesn't have a bad day, but that she continues to know what she's capable of. There's certainly hard days for every single person, she said. But that doesn't hold her back. Clark was recently named Time's Athlete of the Year. She became the leading all-time scorer in NCAA Division I history and broke audience records. In April, a record 14.2 million people tuned in to watch Iowa's win over UConn, according to the Associated Press. Roberts joked that as other women push boundaries in their field, they too could have a Caitlin Clark effect. Clark also talked about some of her mistakes. She recalled her sophomore year at Iowa, when her team unexpectedly lost to a team ranked much lower. But she firmly believes they wouldn't have made it as far the next couple of years if they hadn't have lost and found that power. The sun comes up the next day, her mom reminded her after the loss. And it did, as the team made it to finals both years. She talked about other times she failed, as she often played sports against boys growing up, or girls who were older than her. She said it was important that her parents let her fail, and that it helped build up her confidence. She said she sees confidence as the biggest thing young girls struggle with. And it can continue into adulthood. People would kill to be a professional basketball player, she recognized. But there are people who would kill to have the jobs many in the audience have too, she said. Remind yourself how lucky you are, she encouraged. That usually puts a smile on my face, she said. Somehow, Caitlin Clark's seemingly obvious selection as Time Athlete of the Year has led to controversy, despite Clark always conducting herself in a non-controversial manner. Clark's interview around the selection has led to days of discourse on social media and even political television, with her comments surrounding acknowledging having privilege as a white person, leading to tons of attention. In addition, Washington Mystics co-owner Sheila Johnson, claiming the whole WNBA deserved the cover, has also caused a lot of hoopla. This is despite every metric showing Clark has helped the entire league get coverage. The latest commentator to take a stance on these issues is Ryan Clark. Clark, of course, is a former NFL player and current ESPN analyst, as well as a host on the popular The Pivot podcast. It was on the latter that he made his feelings on the Indiana Fever sensation's honor clear. Caitlin Clark being named Time's Athlete of the Year is well-deserved, Clark stated. He went on to praise her other remarks and defend her from the criticism she has received around them. He stated her awareness of the issues she touched on regarding elevating the black women who helped build the league was beyond her years, and praised her eloquent response to critics like Megyn Kelly. He went on to say, "There is a greater appreciation for who she continues to grow to be as a leader, as much as a player. And I think we all believe she is setting the stage for the women's game to be bigger than it's ever been. And as her platform grows, using her voice in this way, I think will only allow her to reach more communities, more sort of opportunities to show that that culture can all come together and be as one." So while everything involving Clark's honor has caused quite a stir, the way she has handled it clearly has earned her a lot of support as well. In a thrilling clash at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Wisconsin basketball secured an impressive 83-74 victory over Butler on Saturday, and it was extra special with Indiana Fever's star guard, Caitlin Clark, in attendance. Sitting courtside alongside standout Tyrese Halliburton, Clark witnessed an exhilarating showdown where the Badgers excelled, primarily due to the remarkable performances of their towering duo, Stephen Crowell and Nolan Winter. The pair joined forces to contribute a hefty 38 points and snag 14 rebounds, providing the Badgers with a crucial advantage amid a tough shooting night, particularly from beyond the arc. Only 24% success rate. Coach Greg Gard's squad showcased remarkable resilience, particularly at the free throw line, where they converted an impressive 92.6% of their attempts, accounting for nearly a third of their overall scoring. However, the match wasn't a display of pristine basketball. The teams collectively racked up 42 fouls, leading to a staggering 59 free throw attempts, and struggled to find their rhythm from long range. Ultimately, it was Wisconsin's potent inside scoring and efficiency at the charity stripe that paved their path to victory. Caitlin Clark, who recently concluded a stellar rookie season with the Fever and was named the WNBA's Rookie of the Year, continues to rise as a prominent figure in women's basketball. Her accolades didn't stop there, as her phenomenal achievements were acknowledged by Time magazine, which honored her with the Athlete of the Year award. The Badgers will return to action on December 22nd, hosting Detroit Mercy before taking a short break. They will face Clark's Iowa Hawkeyes on January 3rd, 2025, in what is sure to be an electrifying matchup.